Hi guys, welcome back. It has been a long time no see. It's been a whirlwind of a past month and a half. It's been about a month and a half since the show. So I just wanted to hop on here really quick, kind of give a little update. I know it's a different setting today. I'm just on my bed, but let's just put it this way. The show was absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful and humbled that I won first place for bikini and got my WBFF Pro card, which was the best outcome obviously it could have been, especially for my first show. You know, there were so many beautiful women there and it was just such a fun experience. So I was so grateful to be able to win first place. I will say my body's definitely going through one of the hardest times, honestly, I've ever had in my life, just with my health right now and the symptoms I'm having. I've had similar-ish things before, but never to this extent, and I really believe it's just that I've already had these underlying sensitivities or health issues, and I'm just so lean right now that I think my body is just having a hard time being out of that constant fight or flight mode. So essentially, I got diagnosed loosely with POTS in 2024, was having all those type of symptoms, but again, not as extreme as this has been. And I almost forgot about it because the symptoms really were so mild since then. But boy, I did not know what I was in for after the show. Very typical POTS symptoms. My resting heart rate in bed could be in the 50s, 60s. Second I get out of bed, it's like 120, just won't lower. And the other weekend, I was the most debilitated I've been in I don't know how many years, and I was basically just bedridden, or I guess couch ridden. I was just trying to do stuff and then I had to go back to the couch because my heart was just pounding. I felt like I was gonna faint. I've had nearly 3 episodes now at work where I'm just minding my business. My heart rate randomly will jump to like 150 and I always feel like I'm gonna faint right before that. And it's different than just a regular panic attack because these are just completely physiological out of nowhere, usually when I'm actually pretty relaxed in the moment and it's not from anxiety at the moment or anything. It's definitely been, it's been scary for sure. That alongside I get hypersensitivity to sound when that happens. My blood sugar has been the most sensitive it's ever been. On one hand, I guess I have to be grateful because I know most competitors seem to be able to gain weight really quickly and rebound after a show, and that's why everyone recommends this gradual reverse diet, which I was trying to do for the first month because this is my first show and that's what everyone told me, and I was scared too. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to, lose everything I just worked for and gain like 30 pounds in the first month, which we know we have to gain weight back, but obviously everyone scares you with this post-show rebound, which most people probably do deal with. I just didn't know with my body. But for the whole past month and a half, and only the past, I'd say, few weeks, I've realized I needed more calories, and I still upped them like 300 or so from what I was eating before my show for about a month or so, and still I literally woke up lighter than I was all of prep, I think last week. And of course we love being lean, right? But just I'm too small right now to the point where my body is having all these just extreme symptoms. It feels like death. And obviously you just, you feel skinny sometimes. You want to look lean and fit, but when you feel too skinny, you feel kind of self-conscious too, just as if you feel too big. You just don't feel safe in your body, if that makes sense. So I've upped my calories a ton, and I'm mixing in now intuitive eating with tracking, and I'm trying to ease off of tracking just because I realize it's probably not serving me the best during this time. It's kind of almost that opposite side where I know I need to be eating enough, so sometimes I'm just curious to know, like, how many calories is my body needing to actually maintain, lose, or gain weight? And I've gotten so used to tracking for months now, it feels foreign not to, but I'm just trying to reframe that a bit because I am not restricting at all anymore. I've just never experienced anything like this in my life, where pretty much every night before bed too, my blood sugar after dinner, like an hour or two later, can drop. Like last night I ate 2 bananas and like a tablespoon of almond butter. I literally have to eat right before bed, usually every night, like a banana, dates, peanut or almond butter, just some carbs and sometimes some fat. It's crazy. And on one hand, I remind myself, let me appreciate this now, because I don't think I've ever been able to eat this much and literally still have my body losing weight. But honestly, I would not wish what I've been dealing with on my worst enemy, because it literally feels like you're dying. I've had to miss some work because of it, and definitely been struggling at work just to perform and stay focused, because sometimes, like today and yesterday, I was feeling so much better this week, and then I could feel one of those episodes coming on yesterday again where I just started to feel super lightheaded, kind of faint. My heart rate actually will start out super low, but I get really delusional, and I can just feel that that's gonna happen, where my heart just starts pounding again, and I have one of those like basically panic attacks, but it's a physical thing. It's not. Yesterday I was actually I was in a great mood all day. I was relaxed, no anxiety, so that just proved to me this is not, you know, an anxiety thing. It's just my body's just trying to get out of constant fight, flight, freeze mode from months of pushing so hard. I mean, I don't even know with how I'm feeling now, how I look back and I'm like, how did I just do that for months, where I was doing 2-hour workouts a day on limited calories, still going to work for 8 hours a day, still meal prepping, still trying to sleep a decent amount, doing chores. And now it's like just getting through the day is sometimes absolutely debilitating, and just doing normal functions. And it really makes me empathize so much with people with severe chronic illness, because, you know, I guess I'm fortunate that mine over the years have gone in waves where I've had highs and lows, but I know some people deal with this stuff all the time, plus a bunch of other conditions. But it is, yeah, so I don't wish it upon my worst enemy, because it's crazy too from the outside. I think people can look and think, oh, I just won this competition, you know, I work out, like I feel nothing, I'm healthy, I'm good, and people have no idea what's going on the inside. So I think this is why it's so important to talk about this too in the fitness world, because competing, like I mentioned before, I do not regret it one bit. It's been one of my dreams, especially to pursue fitness modeling, and I want to have a career long term in health and fitness with coaching, fitness modeling, what have you. And this was definitely one of those things I wanted to do with that. I'm just, at this point, I just have to see what happens with my body and really just focus on health right now, because I can't even think about doing another show, which is sad, because of course after, you know, that show was so fun, and after having a successful first show, you naturally want to plan your next competition. But I not even imagine feeling like this again in the near future, and just taking over my whole life and everything. So as sad as it is, I cannot plan another show. I really don't know at this point if I will ever compete again. I do have hope that, you know, if I can really get my health overall into a better place, to the point where I don't have all these underlying issues and sensitivities, that maybe someday if I want to, I can compete again. But right now I can't plan any of that. I just have to focus on health and restoring my body to normal, so I feel like myself again, just so I feel like I can, just have the same drive I did before to want to go hang out with people, just enjoyment of everyday things, and not feeling like your body is shaking and in threat mode 24/7. So I know not everyone has that experience. I'm obviously just a little hypersensitive, because I've talked to so many people that do 10 times more intense preps than I do. And, you know, after the show, they eat a little bit more, they bounce right back, they feel good. And I'm like, here I am a month and a half later, eating between 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day and feeling like I'm shaking all the time. My body's losing weight. It's crazy. Everyone's body is different. And I think that's another thing that's so important to know, is there is no one size fits all, you guys. You have to listen to yourselves. And especially if you're thinking about doing a show, please listen to yourself, evaluate where your body and your health is at that time. Look at patterns over the years, right? If you're someone like me who's also gone through periods before of losing weight and having a lot of symptoms come from that, just evaluate that, because prep gets you to another level of lean. And I did WBFF, which I wasn't even as lean as you have to get for NPC or other divisions. I can't even imagine if I were to have done that, I probably would be in the hospital right now, because my body is already just, it doesn't know what's happening right now. But anyways, I don't mean to come on here and just be negative venting about everything. I just wanted to share my honest experience, because I think it's so important to see both sides. I mean, on one hand, of course I'm celebrating that I won, and so I show that to people, and I had an amazing time. I would never trade it for the world. It was such a fun show. But it's also important to show, hey, this is reality other than what social media sees, and this is what I'm really feeling, going through, and this is what kind of things you want to consider too before you do a show. Not discouraging you from doing one. It was still an amazing experience. I've missed being an athlete for so many years, and that really gave me that taste again of what it's like to be an athlete and work towards a goal and achieve it. And it felt so good to just have that clear focus that I got so laser focused onto, and I just went all the way for it. So I loved that, and that's what I want to search for, whether or not it means doing a bodybuilding competition again. I know I can create that in another area of my life, because I really did miss that. I just know that I can't plan another show right now, because I need to focus on health, and holistic health and fitness has always been at the core of what I really believe in and want to represent. So I definitely want to get back to that. I know doing a bodybuilding show is definitely not the most holistic or healthy thing. So with, that being said, I completely support either way. There's a time and a place for everything, but holistic health and well-being is really the core of what I believe. And, your body tells you different signs, obviously, of whether it feels good or not. So, but all in all, the show was a blast. It was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I met just so many amazing women there, and it was a really fun experience. They had all the different categories, and I got to see so many cool outfits the girls have. That's one thing I thought was really cool with WBFF, is everyone's got their cool theme wear and gowns, and it was like a fashion show that I got to see. I didn't get to actually see the show, unfortunately, but everyone in the dressing room and stuff. But I will have to do another video updating you guys with more details from the show, and I wanted to do a video too explaining how much everything costs for the show, because that one's big for sure. I mean, it doesn't even include obviously everyday expenses like groceries and supplements, but I think it's important for people to know too, what is the cost to compete. But I had an amazing experience, even though this feels like death. Literally, some days you just feel like you could die when the symptoms get that bad and your heart starts pounding, and you just have to sit there and breathe and pray that it rides out. But I still have no regrets. I still had a great time at the show. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I believe that everything happened the way it was supposed to, and this experience is happening probably for a reason, to shine a light that I do have underlying things with my health that I need to address. And yeah, so that's that. But thank you guys for tuning in again, and excited to make some more content on here and just provide you more updates.